Ride through the city like Brennan Schaub. I'm on a mission to get it all. Ride through the city like Brennan Schaub. If you ain't thick, please don't get involved.
And now, Brandon Thiccc Boy Schaub.
Fan questions. Thank you for submissions. I put these up every Monday and Thursday morning. Sometimes a little earlier, but we answer on Mondays and Thursdays. So thank you guys for submitting your questions, making this possible. He had a 3-part question. And what's the likelihood we see McGregor versus Diaz to send the Irishman off? Not great. Not great. I heard Conor's fighting, but it's International Fight Week, not the White House. The Diaz stuff, that's another hurdle I have to get through. I haven't seen any rumblings on that, so I don't know. And remember, they offered him Carlos Prates on International Fight Week, and Prates just got a fight announced, so I don't know what they're going to do with him. What's some advice first-time dad? Just had a first little dude, and you're the cool dad I want to be. Thanks, bud. I don't know if I'm that. For some advice, soak it in, brother. Soak it in. And everyone's going to tell you like, oh, man, right away there's this connection. Maybe with the mom, but for the dad, it takes a little bit. So don't beat yourself up over it. And when the kid's sick, that's the most important time. That's where they're going to bond like Avatar. You know how the horses bond to the blue people? When the kids are sick, when it's the most important time to be around because they know they can depend on you, and it just builds the bond even stronger. So like my little girl is sick right now. Last night I was there at midnight holding her till she fell asleep. But that makes all the difference. All right, what else we got? Samuel Forneal. Do you feel that the UFC is doing a better job on putting better fight cards together? No. Although that, what we say, UFC 327 that they announced is the best card we've had in a hot second from top to bottom. It's been really watered down since Paramount. It's been really, really bad. Really, really bad. And if so, do you like the direction they're going in? And how do you feel about the Paramount deal? Oof. Heavy questions. I think initially it's been a rough landing for the UFC. It's been very, very watered down fights. They're just kind of checking the box. They're in cruise control right now. I think the White House card is taking all their efforts. And I think Dana's a little distracted with Zuffa boxing. That's his baby. That's his project right now. So he's getting pulled in two different directions. Until he starts focusing more on the UFC, I don't think it gets better because I know he said in court, I have nothing to do with it. That's not true. For the UFC to get to where it used to be, you need Dana to give it more attention. I think Zuffa Boxing's kind of, they're doing their thing. They have a long way to go. But I think with the White House card, that's taken all the attention in the UFC. So I would say, I'm not willing to beat the UFC up yet about the Paramount deal. It's been a rough kind of takeoff. It's been pretty weak, but 327 gives me hope. Until they get through the White House card is going to be bananas, guarantee it. Until we see what the product's like after that, it's still up in the air. Now, after the UFC White House card, if we're still getting these watered down fight nights and shitty pay-per-views or main cards like the numbered events are bad, then that should cause some red flags. But until we get through the White House card, I'm not ready to tear into the UFC. Because I know that's taken all their effort, all their energy, all the matchups. It's holding up cards, holding up main events, it's holding up the divisions. So until they get over that hump, which is taking all their energy, I'm not ready to tear into them yet. I like not paying for pay-per-view, though.
It's the best.
C. Diggin. If you watch the Arman versus Giorgio match, I want to hear your take on the Schaub Show. I gave it, listen, Giorgio, I love what he's doing, especially for wrestling. His take me down, get 1,000 is brilliant, and he's so entertaining, and you can tell he's a good person, and he's a hell of a wrestler. But when it comes to Arman, like that Giorgio kid was good. He wasn't like world class, like a Bo Nickel or some of these other big names in the UFC. It shows you the level Arman's at. I doubt Arman trained that much wrestling to get ready for that fight. He's definitely beat better guys than Giorgio. Giorgio did better than I thought too. Like he's really talented. So I like that Giorgio kid. It's him losing doesn't hurt his appeal or anything like that. If anything, this just builds him up. Do I think the fight was real? Yes. Seemed a little quick for Giorgio to be promoting the next match, but it looked real in the moment. That's real. It's also wrestling. It's not like fighting. It's wrestling. So you move on to the next one.
A question for you for that wrestling match. So Arman kind of ran outside in that circle, and then he took him down. Is that considered a real takedown? I don't know how that works.
You mean he went outside?
Outside,
and
yeah.
was a takedown outside?
Yeah, outside the circle.
In traditional, if this is NCAA, no.
Okay.
But I think because they're in RAF, he's good. But I don't think Giorgio considers a takedown.
Yeah.
Which is good for him. Keep doing your thing. I like that kid. Jakester 2350. If Max beats Charles, would you rather see him fight Conor? If Max beat Charles, okay. Would you rather see him fight Conor for a BMF title or wait to see if he can get a shot at 155 later this year? No, I don't want to see Max fight Ilya. I would love to see Max versus Conor at the White House or, even International Fight Week. Max versus Conor makes sense for both guys. I don't want to see Conor versus Ilya. I don't want to see Max versus Ilya. Ilya's in his prime. He hits like a fucking Mack truck. He keeps taking out these legends. This has got to stop. He's going to do it to Justin Gaethje. I love Justin. He's going to do it to Justin at the White House probably. So I'd much for Ilya. We got to stop with him just taking out these older legends. I'd much rather see him fight Arman Sarukian, another guy in his prime, tough matchup. That's who a champion should be fighting. He's done the fights to give him the big name and get in the mainstream. Now it's time to fight the real contenders like Arman. And then after that, it's whatever you want to do. But you got to fight Arman, I think, to be considered the legit 155 baddest man on the planet. And for Conor and Max, BMF title, it'd be a great fight for both of them to go out on. Fair fight, both older, both have miles on them. A legendary fight, legendary matchup, BMF, yes, yes, yes. Take my money.
Okay.
Just a man. Any new upcoming UFC fighters you like? The biggest, I guess, prospect for me by far is Jacoby Smith. Mm-hmm. He has the most promise. He could really give Islam all he can handle in the wrestling category. He's a monster. He's so athletic, fucking fun fighter to watch. Has the personality. That he's probably my number one prospect. Number one by far. Has the pedigree, has the looks, has the style. That kid's a fucking monster at welterweight. And straight up wrestling against Islam it'd be a handful for Islam. So Jacoby Smith for sure. This weekend, Rosa Jr. is fighting. Rosa's a different one. He's not like a blue chip recruit. You know what I'm saying? He's not like a blue chip prospect. Like a Jacoby Smith is, you look at his background, like, oh, that's a blue chipper. That kid's fucking blue chipper. For Rosa Jr., his thing was like, when he burst on the scene, it's like, he's young. There's a lot of upside, like a Chase Hoop or something like that, but they're not blue chippers. He doesn't have like some extensive freestyle wrestling pedigree, anything like that. So Jacoby Smith, by a mile, dude. By a freaking mile. There's a lot of other guys, but I won't get into it on this yet. There's so many coming up. But Jacoby Smith leads the pack.
Yeah.
That's your guy. That's who you want to, when he fights, you want to dial in. It's just a matter of time. He's going to be tough to beat. Dijin _living. DJEN _living. Same question as last week, bruh. Thoughts on Craig Jones and what he's been doing for the sport of BJJ? Craig Jones is great. The issue he's going to have is the UFC's turning into a business. So he's fighting the juggernaut of the UFC BJJ now. They're taking guys and stuff like that. So Craig's the outlier. I fully support what he's doing. He's put on some crazy events. I like what he's doing. You need guys like Craig Jones. I love everything he's doing.
Yeah.
But he's going against the business juggernauts of Zuffa, TKO now. It's a bummer.
He's entertaining as hell, though.
Hell yeah. MV Beard. BAIRD. MV Miriam?
Miriam, yeah.
Oh, it's a lady.
It's a girl.
We don't get a lot of lady questions. How likely do you think John Alex fight is at the White House? If Alex loses, what is left for him retire? How likely John Alex? 95% chance that happens. What else? If you think about the White House card, what the else are they gonna do to blow us away? Cyril Gane, Alex doesn't do it. It doesn't do it. Oh, French and Brazilians main event of the White House card. That doesn't do it for a lot of people. It has to be John versus Alex. I think it does get done. It's a money thing. John's in, Alex is in. It's a money thing. They'll figure it out for this White House card. One-time deal. Probably John's last fight. Great question. If Alex loses, what's left for him? If Alex were to lose, I think, John says he has one left in him. He has arthritis in his hip. So let's say John beats Alex. Well, you still have the belt's still up for grabs because John's going to walk away into the sunset. So you're going to have a vacant belt, interim belt, right? Because Tom's your champ. So for Alex, he gets to stick around. The Cyril Gane fight's not going anywhere. So even if he were to lose this, Cyril Gane's a much better matchup for him. So he loses this. Okay, didn't go my way. John retired. The Cyril Gane fight's still there for the interim heavyweight championship. He's still a triple champ. So for Alex, it's a win-win, to be honest. You don't have much to lose. You're shooting for the moon, but you're probably going to land on the stars. And what's the stars? Okay, I lose to John at the White House. More press than ever. Bigger name for Alex. You lost to the greatest to ever do it. You got taken down. He's not going to get knocked out on the feet. So you got taken down. All right, grappling's not your thing. That sucks. John retires. 3-4 months from now, here's Cyril Gane for the interim heavyweight title. He beats Cyril Gane. Okay, now you're living, top of Mount Everest, heavyweight, triple champ. You accomplished everything you want to do. Now Tom Aspinall is back from eye surgery. Here's Tom versus Alex. Tough matchup for Alex, but still, there you go.
Yeah, lots to look forward to.
Yeah, I don't think he retires. Now, he should retire if John was young and he's just going to be this reigning champ because you're never going to beat him. You don't have the skill set to do it. But he's walking out. He said, I have one left. So this is good. Alex cannot lose in this situation. It's a perfect situation to put yourself in. My boy, Ibera Fitness. If you want to get your ass in shape, you're in the LA area, this is your guy. Biggest rival in the UFC, in your opinion, not being Khabib and McGregor. You're saying currently? Also, this is the winner of the Mustang, by the way.
Oh, shit.
He won my Dark Horse Mustang. Also, the Mustang's being well kept, loving every drive. My daughter's favorite thing to do is go on a ride. Hope you and the family are doing well. Yeah, love this dude. He's great. If you need to get your ass in shape, you're in LA, hit him up. Biggest rivalry in the UFC, in your opinion, not being Khabib McGregor. Currently, it's going to be Strickland Hamzat. By far. That fight happens more than once, I bet. That fight happens more than once. I think the press conference, just the lead up going into that, it's going to be so hostile. Apparently, Hamzat seems to have anger issues as well, like Arman. So there's going to be so much malarkey, mayhem going into that. It's very similar to Khabib McGregor, right? It's going to get super dark, over the line, which fans in the UFC love. So Strickland Hamzat, that's your cup of tea. That'll do it. Mm-hmm. Is that it, brother?
That's it.
All right, kids. Thanks for watching. Love you guys.